And in this video, I'll show you how to take a popular article that's yours or somebody else's and turn it into a video. So I'm on this website here, mindbodygreen.com. I do enjoy this site quite a lot, and I read a lot of their articles, but a lot of their content is exactly that, text. They do get sometimes some articles that become what I would call viral. You obviously can see that it really hit a note and resonated with their audience. Now, I'm not suggesting at all that you copy verbatim the information, because that's not right. But what I would definitely recommend that you do is that you use content that's out there that you've created, because it could be a very popular article that you've written and all of a sudden it's been shared on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and everywhere, and it's a very popular article. You've received hundreds of comments, or even, I will tell you, 25 or 30 comments. Let's say most of your other articles are receiving 2 or 3 comments, and all of a sudden this article is receiving 25, 35, 50 comments. Obviously, it's resonating at a different level than the other content that you've written and shared with your audience. I would recommend that that is a really great place for you to get started to create a video that has the potential of also gathering that kind of interest, simply because you've quote unquote tested it in text. And obviously in the search engines, when people are looking, people will find the video and click most likely on the video before they click on the text. I'm going to use, again here, Mind Body Green. I'm going to use this article here, 10 things to remind yourself of on a daily basis. Now, if you are in the spiritual niche, if you're a coach, if you're a business coach or a results coach, personal coach, life coach, if that's your area of expertise, this becomes a really interesting article. Now, let's take a look here on Facebook. It's been shared 12,000 times, over 117 comments. This is really interesting. Actually, here's another one that's very interesting. Shared 42,000 times. Meditation and sex are same to your brain. Again, if you're a sex therapist, or if you are an expert in meditation, or if you're a stress expert, great article. So let's take this one and let's take a look. This is fantastic. 10 points, always great because people love lists. And what you would do, again, you do not want to copy verbatim, but you can actually share with your audience that you found this really fantastic article on mindbodygreen.com, which again, it acknowledges the source, and you wanted to share it on video and you wanted to get people's opinion or feedback. So you would basically, obviously, if you're going to do this on video, you can't read it. Ideally, you would get a few cue cards or cheat sheets, and you would write these 10 points. Do not lose sight of what truly matters. And then you actually can share your opinion on that. You're not always in control, and then you could share your opinion on that. Definitely do not, repeat this word for word. You could also break the video in two. You could do 5 things that, or 10 things that, 10 things to remind yourself of on a daily basis, part 1. Or you could do just 5 things, and then you could do 5 other things to remind you to remind yourself on a daily basis. So as you can see, you could take that and use it as is. You can take it and use 10 things part 1, 10 things part 2. You could also just break it down, 5 things to remind yourself on a daily basis, and then 5 other things that you should remind yourself on a daily basis. So that becomes, that one article that you found interesting can become potentially 2 videos. So you can see here that when it comes to finding content, it becomes easy. The great thing about finding content that's been quote unquote tested and proven is that you know there's an interest. Look at this, 1,200 times shared on Twitter, 4,000 times on Pinterest. This article definitely hit a nerve, and this can become a very interesting video that can get a lot of views. Now I'm going to show you that this is an article that was written in February, And we, as here, one of the last dates, I want you to I want you to see the date. As I'm recording this, we are in November, but as you can see, as late as October, this article, and November, because it says yesterday, right here, Wednesday. So as late as this was, actually this was still the 31st. So this was still October. So as late as October, late October, this article is still gathering quite a lot of interest, and so much so that people are still willing to leave a comment, although this article was written originally in February of 2012. So as you can see, this is a fabulous way for you to find content, and if you are concerned that you're going to run out of content, or if you don't know if your content is going to gather interest, this is a great way, again, tested and proven. Now let's take a look at this example here for anybody who's meditation expert or stress management consultant, or perhaps who's somebody who's a sex therapist. This, again, great article. Let's take a look here, the statistics. People loved it on Facebook. So if you're creating a video based on that, this is a very short article. So this is just basically very short, and they're actually asking a question. Again, this is great way of gathering a lot of comments. You can do exactly the same thing with video. Now, you already know that it's gathered quite a bit of interest on Facebook. Now, granted, they have a large Facebook following, but even with your own following, this is the kind of video, once you've created, that you want to share on Facebook, because you know that potentially it can actually become a really interesting video that's shared quite a lot on that platform. So there you have it. This is how you can take an article and turn it into a video. And when you take an article that's been proven, either an article that you've written or an article from a site that you love to follow, then, and it actually falls on in your niche, that's very important. It has to be around your expertise. It has to make sense with the rest of the content that you're sharing on your channel. When you combine the two, then you really have in your hand a very powerful strategy to get a lot of great new viewers to your channel and new people interacting with you. And of course, make sure that everything on your video has been optimized, so that in the description box that you do have this link to your offer page or squeeze page or opt-in page, where people can actually learn about you on YouTube and move on to your own platform.